Welcome back to the Niagara Learning Channel. I'm logged in remotely via TeamViewer to a supervisor, an IQ Vision supervisor, and I'm going to put one of these dials that we created in the last few videos on the supervisor. This is basically the front screen. I'm just going to change this dial at the moment, this 47.2 that I've put on there, which doesn't really look fantastic, but it's what I did at the time. So I'm going to edit that and I'm going to put in my dial. So first of all, I will take the data from the trend. So that's the point at the moment for the boiler flow, apparently, heating buffer vessel flow temperature. And I'm going to go to my meter that I've just uploaded. And let's just put that in. There's no graphics on there because we're in a different path. So let's put that in there for the moment. And let's also put it there as well, so we know what the value is. And then I need to change the path for the graphics. So I've put the graphics on this supervisor in Images Supervisor, and I've put it in dial 180 degree, and it's there. So I'll just quickly drag one of them across at the moment. I'm not going to be using it as such for the dial, for the main dial. I'm going to be using it to take the information. So that's the point where it is there. Let me open up a notepad. Open it up on my main machine. Notepad. Paste that into there. I don't need that one. Don't save that. And that's exactly where the image is. And this one is using the images from here. So I'll just take, well, I'll take the 0 one. Control key C. Where's my notepad gone? Notepad. Control key V. So I want to search for, well, I can actually, it's called the same, but I'll do it from there. Control key C. Cancel that. I'm in that graphic. I don't need that graphic anymore. PX editor, and yes, I saved that. Use my A and B, search for that dial, description there, and replace it with don't want the zeros, just want that there. Replace all. And then now look at it. Now I need to take out these. I don't like these there. Let's make that down smaller. Them zeros, but I need to resize that dial anyway. So let's just leave that as it is. Come out to edit mode. Go into my home page here. Into edit mode. I'm just going to take this background out of the way at the moment. So I've got the page there. I'm going to drag that PX file. This is going to be, let's see what that point actually is called. Component chooser. Heating buffer vessel flow temperature. Heating buffer vessel flow temperature. So that's actually wrong. Heating buffer vessel flow temperature. That's what comes up and pop up, but I'm going to be deleting this anyway. In fact, let's just take Control key C. So I've just copied the history pop-up and we'll just add that in on our dial. Let's just rename that dial to history flow temp. Probably be changing it again. I spelled history wrong anyway. Go to, yes, I can save that as it is at the moment because I'm going back into editing it. Right, so take that and we'll add a kit pop-up binding like the other ones got, and we'll paste that into there like the other ones got. Go back to, don't need that anymore, so let me just open up a other page, home page, either there, and let's just take that information from there and take that Control key C and go to that history flow temperature and put that into there. History is P21. Heating buffer vessel flow temperature. Come out of edit mode there because I'm going to change that name. History buffer vessel. Buffer vessel flow. Buffer. That would do. Flow temp. That won't work anymore now. So let's close that down. Press Control key and that to open up that again. And now I need to resize that, don't I, for. So let's have a look what the size that graphic is there. So if I take the full size of that, that is 273 by 273. Two 273 by 273. 273 by 273. So that's my size of my graphic. I don't need any of that rubbish there at the moment. Well, I'll leave one because I'm going to be putting some numbers on it. So that is 100. And that is 0. Place that in the box there. Duplicate that, put that to 10. Duplicate 20. Duplicate that to 30. And that's a 50. 60. 70. $80. 90. 40 doesn't look right. That 20 is not right. Well, that 90 is halfway between them lines, so let's just drop that down a little bit. That 100 is notice 0. Reorder to the bottom. Right, now I need to resize that. So what was the size again? 273 by 273. So that needs to be 273 by 273. 273 by 273. There's a lot of gap up there at the top. Just moving that up there. Take them numbers now. Move them up. Take that. And move that up. So that's the right size. So now let's go back to the home page and let's drag that across to the home page, and we'll take that text, Control key Z. In fact, we probably could do with that being, yeah, so let's take, that can go over and that can go over, so I can take that temperature out. Could have just gone to that, couldn't I? Anyway, let's just take that temperature out. Home page again. Drag that, put that there. Do I put that below that, or do I move them down again and put them above? Probably be better to separate it. Reorder to bottom. Take that, move that across, take that, move that across. Go back into my buffer flow. Cancel. Is that one that I want? Let's move them down again now. One, two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3, 4 and a half. I'll leave that as it is. Go back to edit mode. Put that in there at the bottom. And take that and put that up there. And then delete that. And put that in its place. And then I need to do that for all the rest. It should be quite easy now. but we've got to do a graphic for each one. Where these are just using a standard graphic background, we've got to do a graphic for each one now. Let's just do this one. So let's see what the actual name of this is for this point. Heating buffer vessel return. Duplicate. Return. Take out the one. We're going to keep that information there, but I'm going to just take that. So for my return dial, put in that heating buffer vessel return, and then I need the history for that. Heating buffer vessel return. That's my history point. Just out of curiosity, just wondering where that. Yeah, I thought so. That's no good. Used to be a chart, so that's wrong anyway. Heating buffer vessel return, and we need it to be that default view. Come on, default view. Done that right. Histories. That's definitely the history, but I can't use chart. So when I click on that, it gives me this and not the chart. And if I did take that and put that there and go chart, that then brings me the chart up. So that's what we would do. Home page. Let's just do the other one. Buffer flow temp was the other one, wasn't it? Take that. Control key C that. Default view. Chart. Okay. Okay. So click on that, and that brings me my flow. Go back to the home, and now bring my return across. Delete that, move them out of the way, put that up there, place that up there, place that there. So I don't know what's better, having the dials that was there before. Let's put the background and everything back in again. So that was that across to there, and we put a bit of, made it slightly darker, and that's, I know why that is. Let me just do that now. I.e. we haven't got the gauge there behind it. I'm going to put that to the bottom. I want to put that really at the bottom, reorder to the bottom, then take that one and put that under, not that one, take that one and put it under it, and then take that and move that across to there. I think we could do with some backgrounds on that gauge. I don't know what it would look like if I put that flow, if I just actually make my background completely white, whether that would look good or not. The same for that one. Put that background completely white. And then let's open up that in a control key home. No, I don't like that at all. That's shit. The temperature's not showing there as well. Okay, I need to work on that. Let me put you on pause and let me have a play. So I've just been playing with this and I still don't like that. I've put a red ring around that because it's to do with heating, but I'm still not sure about it, to be honest. But what I thought of then I would do is this one here, if I put another eclipse in there, and if I just resize this eclipse, and I'll put it to maybe there. And set that to transparent. Put the alpha, the black, put that to something like 50%. And make it, I don't know, about 5 solid. Tell you what, I'll make it 10 solid. And then take that and my fill, I'm going to do a gradient fill. I don't know what this is going to look like, but let's just see. And I'll start it from that. I'll end up with that 50%, and I want it, no, I don't want it like that, do I really? Let's just see what that looks like. And then take off the stroke. And I want the gradient from the top to the bottom. 270 will it be? Yeah, but the opposite way round. Zero's no good to me. 90. There's more there. Let's take that and let's put that to 20%. Could do with that being white from there onwards. So I want to move that to probably there. I want that to be completely white or completely transparent. Go okay, okay. That doesn't look too bad. But do we keep the circle? Or do we cut the circle off? Do we cut the circle off there and just have the red bit going around? So for that, I would go to my kit PX and I would go to my Boolean image, stick a Boolean image across there. And I'm going to cut my dial off, aren't I, there? That's not going to work for me. I'm going to cut that dial off there. So if I drop that down there, I need to move that 100 eventually. So let's do that as completely white. I presume I could actually put a piece in there and a piece in there if I wanted to. Let's duplicate that, and we'll take that and put that in there, and we'll duplicate that and we'll put that in there. That doesn't look too bad. Do I make that ring around there? Do I make that slightly bigger? Let's put that to a 5. No, a 5's going to look really bad, I think. But let's give it something like 50%. So let's see what that looks like on the page. Refresh. No. No, definitely not. Okay, let me relook at that again. I just took off the bottom bit, so we've got a complete circle still. And that circle is actually not in the center. Looking at that. Where are we? Can I select that circle? What am I moving there? Yeah, that's a circle. Let's bring that in another. And then control key and left arrow, just slowly move it. And I need to move it down. Right. Now, I can put that below, can I? Let's see what it looks like. Reorder. No, because I've got a white. I shouldn't have a white, should I there? Where's my images? Where's that white coming from? Oh, it's coming from this, isn't it? Of course it is. If I actually make that fill something like 20%, so now I've got that below there, and but I've got my niggle right on the top. Let's see what that looks like. That probably could go up higher. Minimize that a bit. Oops, that's the wrong one. I need to just take that out there to click on that and just make that higher. Wrong one again. That one is the one I want. Make that in a bit more there, and then centralize it, bring it up. Okay, take that, bring it out, my gauge, bring it out, that's brought that out too much. I do need that one, don't I? And we're not 100% even on the top going around there, but we are now. Right, now check that. Refresh. I think we need that in a higher. Not quite black. And that can go up a little bit as well now. So that would do. So let's put two of them in there. So I'm naturally not going to do all that work again. So that was my flow. So I'm going to delete that and duplicate that. Return. Take out that one. And I need the temperature for the gauge. I don't think I'm going to bother putting a history on the back of these gauges. That's rubbish now, that one. So if I go back into my gauge that I've just done, edit that, is my history in there? Yes it is. I'm going to take out my pop-up completely. And go into that one. It's exactly a copy. Take out that pop-up and just put the point in there. And then go back to the home page. I'm already in edit mode. Let's take that all the way out at the moment. Let's take that one again all the way out. See what I've got below there. Don't want that rubbish. That's going to go there, but it's going to have that. Okay, okay. And put that for that one there. Okay, okay. And then take across my return. Put that there, move that up one. Put it to the background. Reorder to bottom. Put that up to there. I'll just check that all these are reordered to the bottom. I'll make sure this and this and this and this is reordered to the top, because that's what they'll be clicking on. And then I want to put this at the bottom once I've done it. So let's put that one first across to there. Reorder to bottom. Take that, move that across there to just there for now. Reorder to bottom, and then go back onto that one. reorder to bottom, and then go back on my that and bring that further across there. Alright, that looks a bit better. Well, to me it does. You probably don't like it when you change the colours, but maybe the pointer that's orange may be going round the ring, should be going round, but I was going to do it like that so that when I go to my chilled ones there'll be a blue ring going round. So I'll put you on pause and I'm going to do all the rest of these dials. That should be fun. And then they all look the same, and then you can decide whether you like it or not. I'm still working on it, but I thought I'll just play this bit at the moment so you can see what I've done with the chilled water one. Chilled water flow, chilled water return. There we go there. Naturally I've got to put the background back in. I'm going to do these three. I don't know what I'm going to do yet with these ones with the set point that they can click on and adjust. I don't know, I probably could put it in between, or maybe put the set point there. I don't know yet. Okay, I'll carry on. Now I'm not sure really, because now I've got the background in there. I'm not sure about this. Let's just go into edit mode and let's just change that 20% to, I don't know, 50%. Let's see what that looks like. Just higher it up a little bit more. 70%. That's going to be not there, that's going to be there. Covering that up. And it looks like that background is not, I've probably moved it. Let's just bring that across to there. In fact, I need to bring all the meters across a bit, so let me just move that down out of the way and move that one down out of the way. Let's just get all them meters. And let's just go up one. Right, now let's put these all back again. Reorder to bottom. Now let's get the picture back. That picture wants to be across some more. That would do for me. Reorder to the bottom, and then that one. Take it out to edit mode. I can still click on them and see the history. Year to date. Good. I think it's an improvement. You may not. But I think it's an improvement. Now I've just got to sort out this one with the set point now. Don't know where to put the set point. Maybe I put it somewhere up here that they can click on. I don't know yet. Okay, I'll carry on playing. I just thought I'd better record this so you can see what I'm doing. So I've just took the pool plate heat exchanger flow, duplicated it, and I've named it the learner pool flow. And then I'm going to press Control key and go into that. Still got my home there, so go into edit mode. Take this temperature. That hasn't got any history on it, by the way. Either there's that one or that or that. So we really could do with putting history on these. Let's see whether it works first. I know I'm digressing. Kit, pop up, Control key C, Control key V, default view chart, OK, OK. Let's see whether that history comes up on that. Year to date. Yes, it has. Okay. So let's take that. That is point. What's it looking at in trend? Learner pool flow temperature. Learner pool flow temperature. So that comes up on the title when I click it now. Learner pool flow temperature there. And then we've got the return temperature. So again, plus, pop up, Control key C, Control key V, chart, take off the highlight, learner pool return, learner pool return temperature. Just check that it is that point. Learner pool return temperature, it is. And let's take off the mouse over on that one. Main pool return temperature. Plus, kit pop up. That's main pool return temperature. Let's just double check that. Yeah, it is. Sorry about that. Oops. Don't want to put it there. I'm going to put it there. Return temperature. And main pool flow. Plus kit pop up. Control key C. I don't think I put chart on that other one. I'll go back to it in a minute and check. Main pool flow temperature was it? I think it was. Main pool flow temperature. No, I didn't put the chart on there. Default view chart. And I want to take the highlight off as well. Check that one. Yeah, that's got the chart on there. Highlight is off. Check that one. Chart. Highlight is off. chart highlighters off. So the mouse changes when you go over that. So look at main pool return temperature. Year to date, February, March, April, May. Okay, now back to what I was doing there. So learner pool. Have I got it there? I have. Let's get rid of that one. Don't need that anymore. I think what I'm going to do with this learner pool is take that across there, take that across there, change that gradient, that one there, let's put that to a red. So it's okay. And then put that back across to there. And this was the awkward one because we needed to get it right for the there, which isn't going to be right there. Control key, right arrow, moving it across a little bit. And I want some more, so I'm just going to just click that to there, move it across some more, and that is about right. So all I need to do there is put the temperature in there now. So learn the pool flow into edit mode. Control key C. Go back to that. Control key V. And let's see what that looks like. Come out of edit mode. I'm going to have to bring them out of the way again after messing with them before, but let's just bring them out of the way. Just need to be there. And let's take out that. Let's make that black for the moment. That's the set point. Right, let's just move them completely out of the way. Just move them down there, out of the way for the moment. Bring that learner pool across. And then, didn't want to do that. Reorder to the bottom. Take that. That was at the bottom to match them. So I'm trying to just match the, go up to there, bring that down a bit more. So let's just put that to the bottom, reorder to the bottom. Bring that down to there. Bring that up to there. Now what am I going to do with this set point? What am I going to do with this? I think if I do put it there, in fact I'm going to get rid of that text set point, and in front of that I'm going to put SP, and I was going to give it a button style. Let's see what that looks like. Oh no. And you can colour that in at the back. Let's give it a colour. Let's see what that looks like. at the back. Okay, okay. A little bit of white around it, which is nice. I quite like that. I'd have to put it into the... No, I can't put it in the bottom. So that needle is going to go under that. That needle is going to go under that when it reaches that, if it ever does. But that's probably not going to be an issue, because we need to click on that. I think we need to just control key, move that across, and that's... And then that will go under that, and it's got... Yeah. Let me do the other dials, and then we'll see what it all looks like. Just finishing off this last one at the moment now. Just bringing the information back in. I want my set point for that, don't I? Because that's got a duplicate. And this down there. There it is. Control key C. Control key V. And take the set out there. And then delete it from there. Drag that. Oh, let me just check, make sure these are all on top, which I'm sure they are. Reorder to top. Now drag that back across to there. And then put that to the bottom. And then take that across over the top, put to bottom, and then take that one and put that to bottom. So that's dial there. You can see the dial's going underneath, but it needs to, because we need to adjust that. So that's got to be on top whether we like it or not. And I don't know whether to... or take out that backslash and N for a new line. And let's see whether we can... I don't know. Looks a bit messy. You need the title. We need to know what the meter is. And we need the temperature sensors there, so that's not going to help. But I also don't like it big like that as well. I prefer it without a line underneath it. A new line. Maybe I'll change the colour and don't have it that dark. Let's see what another colour looks like. So we have it lighter and the black Or do we do exactly the same as the set point colour? I was trying to indicate it with the darker colour that is the high limit. I do like the darker colour to tell me it's a high limit. Do we actually do it red? That's gonna, no, people will think that's an alarm then. I'll leave it back at maroon. And white text, of course. And I think, oh, I don't know. I don't know. I want it in the dial. It's no good going over the... Oh, I don't... Covering the needle pointer. That looks like that's a bit high up and not down enough. We highlight both of them. Yeah, that does go over that, so I'll put that back again. Yeah. That's better. That's better. That's okay. I'm going to leave it like that, I think. See what the client says. You might want it back the way it was. Okay, I think that's enough for that video. That just shows you putting these dials into practice, and you can do extra little things with them like I've done there with the gradients, but I've left the gradients grey for them. I don't know whether to change them. Let's see what the client says. But they're readable. And you've got some nice dials there. Okay, thank you for watching. If you can subscribe, I'd appreciate it. Thanks.